Hello, this is your boy Joshua here, coming at you with the inaugural edition of the Entertainment Podcast, where we will be talking all things entertainment from movies, shows, to, yes, professional wrestling, which I absolutely love. And let me just, before I even get in to our topic here today, which will actually be professional wrestling, the state of professional wrestling, especially as WrestleMania nears, and that is what, April 19th and the 20th. Anyway, just real quick, want to let you guys know that in the next coming weeks, or probably next couple of months, what I will be doing is, like I said, this first podcast here, it will be focused really on. Sorry. It will be focused on professional wrestling. And the next one that I may do, it'll probably be. Actually, I'm probably going to be talking about some of my favorite movies. One in particular, my favorite horror franchise, the Halloween franchise. And so I'm going to be going over that. And so actually what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back and try to watch all of those Halloween movies, except for the third one, and the Rob Zombie mess, and Halloween Ends. I don't own Halloween Ends. I'm not going to buy it. I just can't see myself wasting my money on that because of what seriously, if it was worth buying, if it was worth watching again, I would. But I can't put myself through that. But anyway, that's later. And also, another another live stream I want to do here very soon is I want to do a live stream concerning, it's sort of like a in memoriam special concerning the tragic passing of one of my favorite actresses, Michelle Trachtenberg, the star of Buffy the Vampire Slayer and Gossip Girl as the mean girl Georgina Sparks. and so many other movies and shows that we remember her from. So yeah, I just want to do like a in memoriam I do of that, and how that applies, or basically how we can be ready for eternity ourselves. So I hope you guys will tune in for that. But that will be later. And again, I'll let you guys know when I plan on making those videos, because right now I don't know when. But getting into our topic, wrestling, professional wrestling, concerning the state of professional wrestling. Again, like I said, especially as WrestleMania is nearing in 2 nights, in the 19th and the 20th. I mean, I love professional wrestling. And I wish I could sit here and tell you all the great things that's going on with professional wrestling and wow, how great it is. But I'm not going to lie to you. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you and say that, hey, it is fantastic. It's great. There's nothing great about it right now. And especially in terms of the WWE. Now, I know there are those within the IWC, the Internet Wrestling community, who will probably say, oh, well, you're just an AEW mark. For those of you who are not familiar with AEW, it's a rival company, All Elite Wrestling on TNT. On the TNT, as well as on HBO Max. But no, I'm not. I love the WWE, formerly known as the WWF. I love that. I love it. I mean, it's really the only company that I'm going to be watching. I I'm saddened by what's happening, by its current state, the current product that's being put out. We have what, 2.5, about 2.5 hours of Raw on Netflix every Monday nights, and what, 2 hours of NXT on the CW. And then on SmackDown, you have an absolutely unbearable 3 hours of Friday Night SmackDown on the USA Network. 3 hours of absolutely nothing. You get nothing, and that's a shame, especially when you look at the fact that, hey, we're about 3 weeks out from WrestleMania. And some of the matches that we have there that we're being given, it has absolutely nothing to do with WrestleMania. And it doesn't help with the build of WrestleMania. It doesn't. And the truth is, at the end of the day, most of the matches that we're going to get is a bunch of nonsensical schmoz matches. Triple threats with no creative behind them. Again, I'm not here to just talk bad about the WWE. No. Because again, I love it. And what made me a fan of it is the larger than life characters growing up. The Hulk Hogan's of the world, the Randy Macho Man Savage. Ooh, yeah. Yes, I know that was a horrible Randy Savage impersonation. But it's the Randy Savages, the Hogans, the Ultimate Warriors, The Rock, Stone Cold Steve Austin, Austin 316. Come on. It's those larger than life characters that got me invested in the storylines that got me invested. And of course you had the payouts in the matches, you know? You had great stories, great builds. For example, I remember back in, I want to say 2009, and this was all leading up to WrestleMania 25. Was it? Wait a minute. I think it was 2009, or it may have been 2008. I have to go back. But yeah, again, it was all leading up to a matchup at Mania, and so you look at the story, and the main event was Randy Orton versus Triple H, and there was an amazing story that was going on. He had the dastardly heel in Randy Orton, the legend killer. And the things that he was doing, the things that he did to the McMahon family, punting Vince in the head, and Shane, delivering an RKO to Stephanie. And the things he did, the things that him and his legacy members of Cody Rhodes and Ted DiBiase Jr., what they were doing to Triple H. It was a great story. And it all led up. It all led to the culmination of their matchup at WrestleMania 25, which I know a lot of people will say, oh, well, I wasn't a fan of that match. I didn't like it. It shouldn't have main evented. Look, I will agree that should it have main evented WrestleMania over the classic, the all-time classic that we got in Shawn Michaels and The Undertaker? Looking back in hindsight, of course not. There's no way. But it's easy for us to look back, look back at matches in hindsight and say, well, this match should have main evented Mania. And that shouldn't have. But I will absolutely say that, look, at that time, given the story, the epic story and the build, yeah, it was a great story. Was the match particularly special? Look, I'm not going to knock the match because I actually liked the match. I did. I liked the match between Orton and Triple H. But again, I mean, was it as great as the build up? No. Was it a bit disappointing? Yeah, it was a bit disappointing, but I still liked it. I thought it was a pretty good match. It wasn't as great as it should have been. I mean, or rather, as it could have been. But again, for me, it's not just about the matches. It's about the moments that are made. Again, you go back and you look at some of the greatest moments in wrestling history. One of the greatest moments is actually a match that is being inducted into the Hall of Fame this year. And that is the Bret Hart versus Stone Cold match from WrestleMania 13. One of the greatest matches in WrestleMania history. That moment right there, everyone remembers that moment. From that moment to the moment, to the special moment when you had two of the greatest ever to go one-on-one in Hulk Hogan and The Rock, WrestleMania 18. We all remember such special moments. How special those moments were. And it's not just those moments. There are so many others. When Eddie Guerrero, the late great Eddie Guerrero, Viva La Raza, when he finally won the WWE Championship from Brock Lesnar at No Way Out, the 2004 No Way Out pay-per-view. Oh, those moments were special. And so many more that I can just spend hours talking about those special moments that, again, that makes you a fan of this weird and wacky world that we call professional wrestling. So again, I mean, I love this. I love this company. I love professional wrestling as a whole because what drew me in is the larger than life characters, the great stories that were being told in and outside of the ring. Some of the greatest rivalries. You remember Stone Cold versus Mr. McMahon. I mean, come on. Who didn't wish that they could just, where their job was, hey, you get to beat up your boss. Who didn't wish that they could do that? Come on. It was such great stories there. And again, you had amazing heels. You had the Mr. McMahon character, which, well, quite frankly, he was a heel in real life too. But we're not going to go into that. But you had the Triple H's of the world, the cerebral assassin. You remember some of the things he's done. I mean, seriously, some of the things he's done as a heel. But it's those larger-than-life characters, those great heels, and those great baby faces. A heel is basically the bad guy, and the baby face is basically the good guy, for those of you who aren't familiar with wrestling terminology. But, yeah, I mean, again, it's those larger-than-life characters. Again, look back at some of the great heels. Ted DiBiase Sr. Remember when he used to flaunt his money? When he used to offer these challenges to some of the fans, some of the people in the audience. He would offer them maybe $100. I remember if they can do certain things. I remember at one show, I can't remember which one it is. I have to go back and check it and see which one It is. But there's one show, and Ted DiBiase offered this little kid $100. I believe it was $100. Offered him $100 if he can dribble a basketball for I think it was what 10 seconds. And the kid, he started dribbling the basketball, and he was going to win. But next thing you know, DiBiase, the absolutely sick heel, the mean guy that he was, he basically kicks the basketball away from him so the kid doesn't win. It's stuff like that. It just makes you hate those heels. You love to hate them because of the things that they're doing. It is great entertainment stuff like that. The Ted DiBiase's. It's larger than life. And again, I mean, the Nature Boy, Ric Flair. Woo! We all know the Nature Boy. I mean, come on. What larger than life? One of the all-time greatest. You go back and Ric Flair, oh my goodness, he's had so many classics. So many classic matches against Ricky Steamboat, Sting. Oh my goodness, there are so many. And my memory is bad right now. I'm trying to remember some of the other ones. Oh my goodness. There are so many others. Again, it's these larger than life characters, these stories. WrestleMania 8. It was the Nature Boy, Ric Flair versus Randy Savage. We remember the build, the amazing build going into that match. It was amazing, an amazing story that was being told. And again, you had the dastardly heel in the Nature Boy and what he was doing to Randy Savage. What he was doing to his marriage to Miss Elizabeth. I mean, it was absolutely amazing. Again, it's those it's those moments, those wild moments that made you such a fan of this world. Now, can you look at the day's current product and say, wow, that's a larger than life character right there? No, you can't. Yeah, sure. I mean, the company will brag about, oh, well, we're bringing in record revenue and record sales. But guess what? When you're essentially hiking up the ticket prices and making an exorbitant amount of money, or basically charging an exorbitant amount of money for the prices, yeah, sure. Why? Because there are still going to be people out here who are going to go to the shows. But guess what? You're not going to be selling out arenas. You're essentially going to be inflating the numbers as they always do. And trust me, the WWE has been doing this for decades. Since the 80s, they have been inflating the numbers. They always do that. They make it sound like, wow, this is a sellout. But the truth is, it's not a sellout. Again, the current product, it's abysmal. There's really no good storylines. Really, the only good storyline, the only thing that I'm actually interested in going into WrestleMania this year is the Cody Rhodes versus John Cena storyline, where Cena finally turned heel. The whole world was talking about it. And that's really the only thing that I'm interested in, that has me hooked, to where, hey, I can't wait to see what's going to happen. Everything else is absolutely average and mid. Jey Uso versus Gunther for the World Heavyweight Championship. I'm sorry, but that's just not getting me excited for WrestleMania. As a matter of fact, I will tell you what kind of match that is. That's basically a Monday Night Raw type match, or a Saturday night's main event. As a matter of fact, we've seen that match on more than one occasion. And that's the bad thing about it. We've already seen it on multiple occasions already. Within, the past 3 months, we got that match, Jey versus Gunther for the title, like 3 times already, or more. So yeah, I'm not excited to watch that. The build has been absolutely awful. It has. And again, I hate to sit here and talk about, well, how bad the product is. Look, I keep watching it, just in case you possibly wondering, well, why do you keep watching it? Because I love it. I want to see it get better. It's got to get better. Again, I love it. I love these superstars here. From the Cody Rhodes to CM Punk to Roman Reigns to Liv Morgan. My girl Bayley, my favorite. I love these superstars. I love these wrestlers. And I love them. I love professional wrestling. So again, that's why I keep watching, because I love it. But all I'm asking, and I know a lot of people are asking the same thing, make it make sense. Because some of the booking, it doesn't make sense. Tonight on Monday Night Raw, I'll give you a little preview. You have a World Championship match. The Women's World Champion, Io Sky, will be defending her title against Rhea Ripley. This close to WrestleMania, I know a lot of people are saying, wow, this is going to be great. Again, please make this make sense for me. How is this something that should even be happening tonight? I mean, seriously, if this was if all of this was happening under the reign and the control of Vince McMahon, we would be all over it. We would be talking about it. But since it's Triple H, you can literally hear crickets. People don't want to talk about it. It's like, no. Well, Triple H, he is cooking. No, he's not. He's burning the food. He's not cooking. He's burning. As a matter of fact, he's burning the kitchen down. Seriously, someone get him out of the kitchen and get someone else in there. Again, none of this makes sense. But we all know what it's leading up to. It's all going to lead up to this nonsensical triple threat match. All because Triple H doesn't have a clue on how to book the women's division. He doesn't have a clue on how to be a booker, period. So again, Io, let's just go back. Let's take it back to like a couple, maybe about a month ago. Yeah, sorry, about a month or two ago. The Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley was the champion. She was. As a matter of fact, no. Let's. Yeah. We'll stick with the Royal Rumble. Rhea Ripley was the champion, and Bianca Belair won the Women's Royal Rumble. So, she decides that, hey, she wants to face Rhea at WrestleMania 41 here. Okay, cool. That's great. So fast forward, maybe a few weeks later, you had another PLE, Premium Live Event. And that was Elimination Chamber. And oh my goodness, who won that? Wait a minute. Who won that? I know Cena, like I said, I know Cena won the men's. Wait a minute. Sorry. I apologize. No. It was Bianca Belair. She won the Elimination Chamber. So she gets to go and face Rhea Ripley at Mania. Well, it was supposed to be Rhea Ripley at Mania. And sorry, at WrestleMania 41, I'm sorry, at the Royal Rumble, it was Charlotte Flair who won the Rumble. And she chose to challenge Tiffany Stratton for her title there on SmackDown at Mania. And so, after the Elimination Chamber, so everything's set up. After the Elimination Chamber, it's going to be, we know it's going to be, Charlotte Flair versus Tiffany Stratton at Mania. And we know it's going to be the winner of the Women's Elimination Chamber match, and Bianca Belair facing the Raw Women's Champion or the World Champion in Rhea Ripley, who was the champion at that time. So, that's the match set up. All you have to do is start building up the story. Start with the storyline. That's all you have to do is build up the story. It's simple. Yet something so simple, Paul Levesque McMahon, as we sometimes like to call him, he ruins it. He basically has Rhea Ripley drop the title to Io Sky the next night. The Raw after the Chamber. You have your women's champion drop the title to Io Sky this close to WrestleMania. And again, we all know it's leading up to a nonsensical triple threat match. Again, you could have easily started building up a story between Bianca Belair and Rhea Ripley. You could have made it really good. It could have been really awesome. But instead, we're going to be getting this weird triple threat match. And trust me, that's what we're going to be getting. Mark my words, that is exactly the route that they're going. They're just taking this. It's sort of like, hey, well, it's sort of like, hey, you're going on a destination. There are several roads to get to that destination. And this is essentially the road that they're taking. And so, again, Io is going to be defending their title that she won off of Rhea Ripley, which never should have happened. And don't get me wrong, I love Io Sky. I'm a huge Io Sky fan. But should she have won that title? No. But, nevertheless, she's going to be defending the title tonight against Rhea. And the special guest referee, to make things even more dumber, the special guest referee is Bianca Belair. Again, we all know what it's leading up to. Sorry. Drink some water here. Like I said, we all know what it's leading up to. It's leading up to a triple threat match. So I'm just going to go ahead and tell you what is most likely going to happen. One or two things are going to happen. One, there's going to be a disqualification. There's somehow going to be some sort of disqualification. And that will essentially lead to the Raw General Manager, Adam Pearce, making, again, the matchup at WrestleMania for the title a triple threat match. Bianca Belair versus Io Sky, the champion, versus Rhea Ripley. That's what is most likely going to happen. That's one thing, one possibility. The other possibility is you could actually have Io drop the title to Rhea, which again, it makes absolutely zero sense. I mean, if that happens, it's like, why? Why even put the title on Io in the first place? Either way, none of this is making sense. But again, I'm not here to just talk about how bad it is. Again, I love this. This is something I'm passionate about. I love professional wrestling, as you can see. I love it. But the current product, I hate the current product. The current product stinks. You have no dastardly heels that you love to hate. Name one heel. Seriously. I mean, besides Drew McIntyre. And he himself, I mean, he's going to be he's in a feud with a mid-carder in Damian Priest. Again, never should have been world champion in the first place. He cashed in his Money in the Bank contract on Drew from last year's Mania. But still, this build has absolutely been horrendous. And we had such high hopes, especially coming out of Elimination Chamber after what happened, the events that took place at the Chamber. We were like, oh wow, this is awesome. Now this is what we're asking for. And so at the end of the Elimination Chamber pre-show, Triple H, he asks the question, does it feel like Mania season now? And we were all saying, hey, it's a start. Yeah, this is awesome. It's a start. But the question is, could he keep it up? The answer is an emphatic no. It's sad. But, again, that's the current state of professional wrestling. It's sad. And again, they're going to continue to charge you exorbitant prices in the thousands, and I mean literally the thousands of dollars for tickets. As a matter of fact, premium tickets for WrestleMania will run you, I believe it was Premium Plus or something like that, will run you close to 10 grand. Seriously, you don't believe me? Look it up. Premium tickets will cost you close to $10,000. I think it was one of those premium tickets one of those premium packages will cost you about over $9,000. I mean, come on. And that doesn't even. And again, we're not even getting into the fact that, hey, one of those there's also something else that they're offering. They're offering what I think was like 20 fans the opportunity to have dinner with John Cena. And you won't even believe how much they're charging for that. They're charging 15 grand for that. Seriously, they are charging 15 grand. If you want to have dinner with John Cena, you have to shell out $15,000. Sorry, but not sorry. I'm just not doing that. I can spend if I had $15,000, trust me, I can spend that on something a lot better and more important than to spend dinner with John Cena, with one of my favorite wrestlers. I don't care who it is. I don't care if it was the President of the United States. I don't care if he brought back George Washington from the dead. I'm still not going to be spending $15,000 to have dinner with him. I'm not. But again, I love professional wrestling. And this is one of the things I absolutely love. I still go back and I'll watch some of the old classic matches. Why? I love it. I'll go back and I will watch, Hulk Hogan versus Andre the Giant, WrestleMania 3. Hogan versus Randy Savage from, oh my goodness, I want to say that was WrestleMania 5. Yeah. And of course, WrestleMania 6, if I'm not mistaken, was Hogan versus the Ultimate Warrior. And so many classics, so many other classic matches. Like I said, like I mentioned earlier, Ric Flair versus Randy Savage from WrestleMania 8. Bret Hart versus Owen Hart, brother versus brother, WrestleMania 10. We all remember what a classic that was. Shawn Michaels versus Bret Hart, WrestleMania, was it? Yes, WrestleMania 12. The boyhood dream has become a reality. We all remember that. Again, it's those moments. It's moments like that. Those moments, those special moments. Again, for those, if you grew up in the 80s, you watched professional wrestling. You saw, was it the Mega Powers of Hulk Hogan and Randy Savage. You saw when they first formed, and then you saw when they just absolutely imploded. You saw their matchup at WrestleMania 4. No, sorry, WrestleMania 5. You saw, again, those special moments. So it's moments like that that just made me a lover of professional wrestling, that made me love this weird and wacky world. And yes, it's weird. Yes, it's wacky. Yes, you have the over-the-top characters. Come on. But it's what made you fall in love with it. Again, those over-the-top characters. A bit cartoonish it was at times. Especially in the 80s. Yes, these characters, they were so over the top. Hulk Hogan, so over the top. Randy Savage, the Ultimate Warrior. Come on. All of these. Brutus the Barber Beefcake. Jake the Snake Roberts. And again, Dusty Rhodes. Love Dusty. Miss him, man. But still, these over-the-top characters are so larger than life that made you fall in love with it. And that's what made me fall in love with it. The larger-than-life characters. The great storylines. And of course, you had the great matches. But see, that's the thing. It's not just about great matches. We also need great stories. We need those, as we like to call it, those blood feuds. We need that. Anyway, that's my my rant. Probably went over, probably about, yeah, most definitely went over half an hour. Sorry, not sorry. But anyway, like I said, that's my rant on the state of professional wrestling. Why I love professional wrestling and talking about today's current product. Hopefully it'll get better. Hopefully Raw will be good or decent tonight. But I'm just not going to bet on it. I'm not going to count on that. But anyway, like I said, in the next coming weeks, I hope to put out some more live streams, more live streams, just Then, just entertainment stuff, talking about, some of my favorite movies and shows. Again, actually, like I said earlier in the beginning, what I really want to do is my next live stream. I really love for that to be sort of like an in-depth analysis of the Halloween franchise. And I love the Halloween franchise. I do. Michael Myers, man. Absolutely love it. Some of the movies that we've gotten have been great. Halloween 2018. Halloween Kills it was, I will say this, it was good no, it was decent to good. But some of the dialogue was just absolutely cringe and really just bad. Evil dies tonight. If you've seen the movie, you know exactly what I'm talking about. But yeah, I want to go over some of that. And actually, yeah, like I said, I'm actually going to go back and I'm going to watch as many of the films that I have. I believe I own all of them. Yeah, I own the original, the 1978 original, which is an absolute classic. And of course, the second one, the original. The 1981 second one. I know, you had the Rob Zombie movies, those two Rob Zombie ones, but no, I'm not going back and watching that. Absolutely not. No. There is no way in this world I'm going to watch a Rob Zombie movie. No. But nevertheless. So yeah, I'll go back and watch those movies, from the original 1981 second one to Halloween 4, 5, and 6, which is Curse of Michael Myers, and H2O, and maybe Resurrection, maybe, and Halloween 2018, and Halloween Kills. Halloween Ends? No, I'm not touching that. I'm not touching that with a 50-foot pole. Seriously, I'm not. But anyway, yeah, some of the things I want to go over, and talk about in the next coming weeks, and again, the other topic, concerning this special in memoriam about, in dedication to Michelle Trachtenberg, her tragic passing, and how we can basically, how this applies to our eternity. What does that mean for our eternity? What can we take from her passing? How can we apply it to our eternity? And of course, we're going to dive into the scriptures. So I really look forward to going into detail about that. So again, that is definitely one I want to go into detail about and I want to talk about. Again, I don't know when it's going to be. I was thinking it could be sometime this week, but it probably won't. But again, I will keep you guys notified. But as you guys know, hey, this is coming from Facebook right now, but I'm going to upload this to my YouTube channel. So for my YouTube audience later, if you could, please hit that subscribe button, hit that like and subscribe button, and stay notified. Until then, I will check you guys later. Peace.